Muslim morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm sitting here with a man in a blue random zip up. It looks like you could be like a guide at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It's Ben Soffer.
It is a little chilly here, Josh. It's a little chilly. You know that random change in weather that New Yorkers experience? One day you're wearing shorts, the next day it's just a little chilly. So I decide to throw on a half zip. It's completely appropriate for what's going on outside. But I'm happy that you led me into this because I'm walking around outside, coming over to this lovely studio to spend my favorite hour of the week with my bestie. And what do I see, Josh? It's 54 degrees outside. What do I see?
You see either someone in shorts or someone in a down coat. That's how comedy works. It's extremes.
Extremes. Full-blown puffers, Josh. And not just puffers. These are Montclair puffers. You know that the person woke up this morning and was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to show everybody my $3,300 coat. It's not that cold. It's not cold enough. We know what you're doing.
Right.
That's all. I'm just saying you're flexing. You're flexing. You're not that cold. 54 degrees is not a puffer. It's a half zip. And you see how I brought it all the way back around to the half zip.
You really did. Montclair coats, I've always wanted one, but it's too much a style. It's a status symbol that I'm not ready to symbolize.
I'm going to buy you one.
No, you're not. That's
Yeah,
nuts.
no, because you said I want it. And now that I know that you want it, we'll get it for you.
I did, but it's just, again, it's making such a statement. It's shining. My Montclair story is, and it's a sad one, I was up for the show Mr. Robot, and I auditioned, and then I went to the callback, and my friend was producing it, or a friend of a friend. So, like, I had the inside track. So my buddy, and this never happens, he's like, dude, you're the guy. They love you. Like, they're going to test you in like 2 days. So I'm going to go in front of the big network and test. I don't even know anyone named Rami Malek exists at this point. No, I didn't. He was always nice. So I go and I'm doing a job. I don't mean to brag, and I should have known that this was a harbinger of bad things to come. I was doing a little thing called SocialCon, the first social media influencer convention. I should have been like, wait, I'm here? There's no way I'm going to be in Mr. Robot. So I'm running lines with Nash Grier, and Cameron Dallas is giving me a pat on the back.
I'm so sorry.
So I'm in Chicago with my boy Chris, and I'm like, okay, I land tomorrow, and then I go test for Mr. Robot. I'm the guy. Shoots in New York, my God. And so we're walking around the mall, because they have this incredible outlet mall right by O'Hare. And so we're like walking around. You know me. I'm Joshy Deals, love a deal. And there's a Montclair store. It's a beautiful puffer. And I see it. It's $1,500. Again, outlet. And my buddy goes, dude, you got to get it. And I said, why? He's like, because you're going to need a good coat when you work in New York for the next 5 years. I was like, you know what, Chris? You may just be right, my brother. Luckily, I'm such a cheap bastard. I didn't get the coat and I didn't get the job, so all worked out.
Do you think, Josh, that buying that coat
Shut up!
perhaps could have been the manifestation that the universe needed to give you that gig? And by saying, no, I don't need the coat, signaled to the universe that you don't really want that gig. You didn't want the 5 years in New York. You didn't want Mr. Robot.
What are you, Benny Symbols over there?
I am, Josh. I am. I absolutely am.
I don't know. I would imagine. I blame Nash Grier. That's it. And I'm putting it out there. Nash, you sabotage. No, just kidding. You've always been such a lovely guy. Yeah, man. You know, it's so funny because I remember after I'm really talking inside actory baseball, but anyway, I remember after I didn't get it, I was like, well, you know what? That's okay. Because these guys love me and they're going to bring me back for like some incredible reoccurring character arc. They're going to be like, let's throw Peck something. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. And I once asked a writer, executive producer friend of mine why that was. He's like, have you ever wanted to see the person you broke up with again? And I was like, no. He's like, They don't want to see you again. You didn't get it. Goodbye. And I was like, fair enough.
Oof. All right. Well, look, there will be more opportunities, Josh. Benny Symbols is manifesting. They're going to come. They're going to be big. They're going to be huge. I sound like Trump. Speaking of Trump, who are you voting for? Kidding.
I'm
but I
voting
do want
for
to
both if I could. No, I'm kidding.
I do want to say this because I think it's important. You need to get out there and vote. I'm kidding. I hate fucking people that do that. I hate when I see celebrities go on and say, ooh, just a reminder to vote. I didn't need you telling me that, Cameron Diaz. I remembered myself because I'm also a member of the population of humanity in the United States. And whether you tell me to vote or not is not going to change. I knew it already. I knew it. It honestly should have been my what are you nuts when celebrities go on and say, reminder to vote. I didn't need you to remind me. I'm not brain dead. Thoughts?
I agree with you 100%, except people really need to vote. And they don't vote.
Well, they're not going to vote more because Cameron Diaz told them to or not. And I'm so sorry that Cameron Diaz is catching this stray bullet. She had nothing to do with this. She was just the celebrity that I chose. I didn't even see her posting. I don't even know if she wants me to vote. I don't know.
That's what Cameron Diaz gets, because I've always respected the fact that I think a couple years ago she kind of went into a quasi-retirement, and good for you, CD. Live your life, babe. I love it.
Yeah,
but,
just rich. Like, that's just what we want, Josh, to be rich enough that all that we do is this podcast. I want everybody to know, if I have $1 billion cash in the bank, I'm still doing this podcast. It brings me that much joy.
Same here. I am doing it 100%, and I'm using our discount codes on Hero Bread and Element, because I could have 10 billion. I'm still taking 20% off some Hero Bread.
Absolutely, 1,000%, 1,000%, Josh, because it is fantastic bread. The texture, A+.
But Cameron Diaz, here she is doing like the really respectable, humble move of like, you know what? I don't need to stay relevant every second. I don't need to be in the fray of the Michigas. And here you are, Ben Soffer, dragging her in to this conversation when she tried to like humbly step away. Way to go,
Yeah.
Ben.
I'm sorry, Cameron. I apologize.
Let's look. I pulled up some stats of voters, right? And patterns of turnout across 3 national elections from 2018 to 2022. Share of citizens 18 or older who voted in 2018, 2020, and 2022. 37% voted in all of them. 30% voted in none of them. And 12% voted in 2020 only, which was the presidential election. That's crazy. 30%. Nothing.
It is, but I also don't think that it's crazy for someone not to give a shit. Like, I know that we should. I vote because I'm passionate about our right to vote, and I think it's what makes democracy, and it's fantastic. But I don't know. Like, if somebody doesn't want to vote, who am I to tell them to vote? It's up to them. Like, if they don't feel passionate one way or another, they feel genuinely that their life doesn't change, they should probably be a little bit more informed and do their research. But that's up to them. Like, we call, like, as a joke, we're all morons. Like, what? We're not trying to, we're idiots. Like, people are going to be dumb.
You know, Socrates, he said the issue with a government such as ours is that you're going to have a lot of idiots voting. He said exactly what you said back in the day. He's like, you let everyone vote, you're going to have a lot of idiots voting.
We also have a lot of idiots trying to be president.
True that.
There are idiots everywhere. And I don't know, if you have it, let's say that you convince those other 70% to vote. Like, do I really want people voting that don't care and are just going to end up voting because they feel peer pressured by one person or another? Like, I don't want you. If you're not passionate, I don't want you coming to claim your seat at the table. If you're passionate, vote. Maybe this is maybe this is outlandish. Maybe you're thinking what I'm saying is crazy, but I'm just saying, if you're passionate, do it. If not,
have you ever voted in person?
Only.
I guess in New York it's easier because most of the people I know do absentee ballots.
No, we do it in person. You go to the local place that they give you. It's typically a school, And you go into the public school and you go down, you vote. Everybody's really happy to be there, and you leave. Yeah, I've only done it in person.
I think you should vote. I think what should be outlawed is the I voted stickers. Save it. What is this, a sticker club? What are we, 9? I don't need your IG picture that you voted. Good for you. Don't show me your sticker.
No, the sticker is terrible, and they leave the sticker on for far too long.
Too long.
Far too long. Too many people are talking about putting up Christmas tree decorations early and leaving them out late. Not enough people are talking about the I voted sticker staying on your breast until April. It's enough.
Nothing like two Jews discussing Christmas decoration, but let's talk about what's acceptable and unacceptable, because I know people that in a week's time, starting the beginning of November, will put up Christmas decorations. Is this too early, too late? Olivia, please weigh in as our local non-Jewish consultant.
I think that, like, I personally am down for, like, put your Christmas decorations up after Thanksgiving.
That's right.
That's right. Like, Black Friday, let's go crazy, you know? Like, there, I'm all for it. But beforehand, like, we're not giving Thanksgiving just a breath. And Halloween is just, like, flying by. I don't want to wish my year away. That's my 2 cents.
God bless.
God, that was such a good take. That was such a good take, because I was prepared to say something completely different. But you're right. If you put up your Christmas tree decorations today, then you lose all the other holidays. You can't celebrate Halloween when you're already celebrating Christmas. You're wishing the year away. Olivia, incredibly profound. That said, I do think that it depends on where you live and how cold it is at a point in time during the year. Because if right now it's freezing wherever you live, I think you should be able to put up your Christmas decorations, because at least for me, Christmas decorations symbolize cozy, holiday cheer, cold. California, you gotta wait. Florida, you gotta wait. Like, you gotta wait till December 1st.
I agree. I just think it cannot be done too early. And it's funny because my wife, on like the afternoon of Christmas Day, that tree is gone. Goodbye. See you later. That thing is gone. Any remnants of Christmas are far in the past.
Is Paige, we've never spoken about this, is Paige, 1, a big cleaner, but 2, does she like to, like, when she sets her mind on cleaning something or getting something organized, is she doing it in that moment? Like, does she just, you're laying on the couch and she says, Josh, it's time to put away the Christmas tree.
Yes. When she gets a project, it's over. I wanted to make a video about it the other day. Like, when you get home and you just like call out and you say, hey, hon, and you just hear from a random room, oh, hi. Leave. Go get a hotel room. If I see those big clear boxes from Target starting to get filled up with things, because then I know I'm going to have to put it in the crawl space above the garage. And that entails me opening a ladder, yikes, and like hoisting this thing up. I'm like, this is where it all ends for me. I'm going to be Joshy speaking through a straw, like quadriplegic. Not good, Ben.
Claudia cannot sleep if the ladder is still out. I got home. She had taken out the ladder, I guess, to put something up in her closet, and left the ladder open in the second bedroom. It's 10 p.m. We're fully in bed. She gets some flash like Raven Simone, and she's like, the ladder has not been put away yet. Can you go put it away? I'm like, why is it bothering you? We're sleeping in a different room. The ladder's not in the room with us. This can't be done in the morning. This needs to be done right now. Ladder, of course, put away within that moment. Another quick story. I get home. Again, just like looking to relax. She's relaxing. All of a sudden, she's reorganizing my contact. I have like a little contact glasses Navage like closet. Not closet. What do you call it in the bathroom? Like the storage on top?
Yeah,
whatever. Cabinet, thank you. All of a sudden, it's time to reorganize the cabinet of my Navage for my nasal Jewish problems and my contacts. And it's like, now? Why now? Because now is the time that she chose.
It's a lot. I've made a massive error that in my beautiful new home, I said, we should get smoke detectors. Okay. That we can track that
Yeah.
are smart. Okay, so I bought these expensive smoke detectors. They link to my phone. What I didn't realize is they're not hardwired, Ben. They're not hardwired, Ben. So they work on a battery. What happens with things on a battery? Batteries run out. So in the middle of the night, all of a sudden I'll hear, yip, yip, yip. And my wife and I look at each other and we're like, and the one in our room, if this happens, it's a nightmare. The one in our room, of course, we have the high ceilings. I'm doing well. It's 12 feet up. I can't bring a chair. I got to go down to the garage at 3 a.m, bring a ladder up to the room, frickin' break that thing down. I just pop the batteries right out. I go, if a fire comes, it'd be doing me a favor right now.
Yeah, I'd rather, like, there's some times where that thing is ringing and I just want to snip the cords and be done with it. I don't care.
Yes.
As long as it shuts up, I don't need to be alerted when there's a fire. I don't need it. Honestly, I'm done with fire alarms. I'm done with them.
Me too. I'm against big fire detectors.
Why are they letting us know, Josh? What the fuck are we going to do? Why don't they let the fire department know? Huh?
That's right.
How about that? How about that? Why do I get the alert? What do I have? I don't even have a hose. I don't have the equipment to save my house. They do. So how about the fire alarm go off in the firehouse?
What about this? Hey, fire detectors, have a setting for cooking bacon, okay? Please. Can I cook bacon without this thing beeping?
What's your technique when you've cooked? Mine is when I roast or grill a piece of chicken or a burger on the stove. It gets very, very smoky. What's your technique at the smoke alarm to get it to stop? I take a towel and I wave that towel aggressively. Wave it until my arms are broken. Just wave it. Wave it. That's
Oh my
my
God.
technique. Because the button doesn't work. Why doesn't the button work? You press the button to stop it. It doesn't stop.
It never stops. I will prophylactically open every window in the house.
Yes,
And the
yes.
screen door. But I grew up in
Yes.
apartments before I ever lived in the house. And I once made a fatal error, which I was cooking something smoky. And so what I used to do is you'd open the door to the hallway, right? And you close it, you open it, you make a fan effect, right? And you just kind of let
Yes.
the air out just to clear. Well, one time I let smoke, I guess because my kitchen was like right by the front door, into the hallway. The building fire alarms went off, Ben. The building. These don't turn off unless the fire department comes. So now, all of a sudden, they're going off. I'm like, those will stop in a minute. All of a sudden, in the far distance, I hear... I'm like, no way that's for us. No way. My wife's like, it's the fire department. They came to the apartment building. I go downstairs. Guys named Bruce and Dan, real hardy individuals, are walking in, helmets on. I go, guys, my bad. They were like, what'd you do? I was like, I opened the front door and set off the thing. They're like, can we come in your apartment and just make sure? I was like, sure, you can invite yourself in. So, yeah, thankfully they didn't, because that could be like thousands of dollars for a false alarm.
And by the way, they invented something called on the hood, where you can turn it on. Like if you have a stove and there's it's like a hood exhaust, it's a hood fan. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's supposed to evacuate all of the smoke that's coming from your pan. I turn that on every time. It doesn't do anything. Nobody's talking about that they're selling that. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. There is no solution for this problem unless we're not supposed to cook burgers in our house. Why can't I cook a burger stovetop? Why not?
You can. It's just, it's going to be a crime zone after. It's going to be like splatter everywhere. And your whole place is going to reek for 9 hours after. It's just a lot, man. You can't do it.
It is a lot. It is. But the alternative is just not, I can't order in anymore, Josh. I can't do it. Every time I order something in, it tastes worse and worse. It tastes worse and worse.
You're growing up.
The quality of ordering in is just not there. It's not. It's not. I need a home-cooked meal. I need a burger that I made in my house. I can't order in a burger. You know how gross that burger is when it comes?
It's crazy.
And I want to eat a burger. What about a steak, Josh? You can't order in a steak. I want a steak for dinner. You're getting those gorgeous Snake River Farms boxes. What are you, the Saudi prince?
Shout out Snake Riv.
The amount of $9 million steaks this man gets, but you want to cook a steak at home.
I have a barbecue because I have a house. And while it's not the most ideal way of cooking a steak, let me tell you, grilling, it's that one manly thing that I'm completely on board with. It is fun, man. And what it is it's the freedom, it's the outdoors of it all, and it's the lack of cleanup. I mean, when you can just take one steel brush and done, call it a day.
It is amazing. Do you ever put a cast iron on the grill?
I don't.
You could.
No, I have TikTok, Ben. Okay,
You
I
could.
know I could.
I'm just
I
saying.
have TikTok.
You could.
Okay,
you
think
could.
you're the only one with
you could.
TikTok?
You could
we
do
all
that.
have TikTok here.
You could do it.
It's a
you could do
popular
it.
app. Okay,
You
I've
could.
seen it.
It's too popular. It's brainwashing. Oh, I have to delete it again. I've deleted it once before. I have to delete it. It's too much. I'll be in bed 9 o'clock, ready to go to sleep. I'll just pop open the app. It's midnight. I've been scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And then I'm like, why didn't I sleep well? Probably because we bring the boom. That's what we do in my fucking head the whole time that I'm sleeping.
My algorithm too sucks. My algorithm makes me feel bad about me. I'm like, I care about this?
You have to be very careful with what you like on TikTok. Very careful. Very.
Yeah, it would be fun if with AI they could like assess your entire algorithm since the beginning of the time you had the app, and then they could just, describe you. Like, you are a real conspiracy theory loving, bunt cake eating, traveling to tropics placing piece of shit.
Porn addicted.
Are you a guy who would ever follow like a swimsuit model or like some kind of thirst trap Instagram page?
No. Any of them that I follow are from a decade ago. Not anymore. No. And every time one pops up, I'm like, whoa, and I unfollow. Do you have that? Do you get sometimes shock at the people that you do follow? You're like, oh my God, I didn't even know I followed that person. Or that never happens to you?
Yes, but also 80% of the people that I follow are muted.
Interesting. You're one of the, I don't want to offend you by unfollowing you, so I'm just going to mute you so that I never see you.
Yes, because people get very offended when you unfollow.
Yeah, sure.
But Olivia,
but if I'm muting you, I don't care to be friends with you.
It's true. It's true. But sometimes I feel the need to just, if I see someone follow me, I'll go, listen, out of respect, you can have the follow back. I really don't want to know about your comings and goings.
Understood. Fair.
Olivia, what are your feelings about that? Like if the wonderful Ethan, or we could just use a hypothetical love, decided to dabble in the dark arts of thirst trap IG accounts.
Yeah, I think that it's towing a bit of a line. I think it's disrespectful. I think that's the key word. But like, also, like Ben said, perhaps there are people that have been followed, 5-10 years ago, who knows? So you got to offer a little bit of grace. But like at the end of the day, I know like between the two of us how we feel about each other. So as long as there's no action on it, I just don't want to catch you liking anything.
But what I will say is there's definitely a double standard here because, and I'll follow these guys. Some of these guys are dear friends. The great Tyler Cameron, who we haven't had on this podcast, but we should, even though we're done with guests. We're done with them because you hate them. No, but we're the great Tyler Cameron, sweetest, nicest guy. This man posts a thirst trap every other day. Like the most chiseled body, naked, sweating. Like, what's the difference? And I'll like that. I'm not liking it because I'm horned up. I'm liking it because he looks like Michelangelo.
No, that's right. Well, we don't really know if Michelangelo was fit, but we know that the sculptures he made were fit.
Yes, sure. He was probably really fat.
Michelangelo had a bit of a paunch, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Yeah, it's a hard thing. It's funny. My cousin, my wife's cousin, Maddie, shout out Maddie. We discovered that she commented on a Joe Burrow picture, the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. And she said, wow, you look so good. And we, as a family, discovered it and started replying to her comment going, Maddie, do you know people can see this? Like, Maddie, it's time to come home. Like, what are you doing?
Nothing good. Nothing good. No good.
She's the greatest. No. And God bless her for that moxie and that much confidence.
That chutzpah.
God bless her. She's the best. But I think the only person that I follow who, and this is not a thirst trap, this is like a famous, model. She's famous, host, all these things that I'm just slightly in love with, but I feel okay about it just because I basically feel like she looks like my wife, is Bar Raffaelli. I follow her on the IG. And I just think she's like got a cool life and a beautiful family. And so, but recently she's posted some more revealing photos, and I feel bad about it. Like, I feel bad for following. And then I just show it to my wife. I'm like, you get this, right? And she's like, yes.
You think she's smoking hot too, right, Paige?
I do. I say to my wife, I'm like, am I a scumbag? Because I'll unfollow. And she's like, no, I get it. I'm like, she's you.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by Caraway. Folks, you know that we love Caraway here in the Soffer household. We love Caraway at the Good Guys Podcast. We love Caraway. Caraway is the pan of Ben Soffer Celebrity Chef. We use it every single day, whether we're making a delicious maybe chicken stir fry for Turdy Lou, or maybe a sourdough grilled cheese for Turdy Lou. I'm not cooking for myself anymore. I have no time. But I digress, folks. Caraway is it. Because Caraway gives you peace of mind with their non-toxic cookware that's free of dangerous chemicals. Nobody wants dangerous chemicals. Who knew that there were dangerous chemicals in regular pans? I had no idea. I'm looking for a great non-toxic ceramic pan, okay? And that is Caraway. And when I say non-toxic, I mean that they're made without any toxic materials like PFAS, PTFE, PFOA, or other hard-to-pronounce chemicals. What the hell are those? Who knows? But they're not good for us. And when I say easy cooking, the ceramic is naturally slick. So you need minimal oil, minimal butter, and you still get slide up the pan eggs. How easy is that? And it's well loved. Over 65,000 people have rated 5 stars about their Caraway kitchen. Now it's time to try it for yourself. So folks, visit carawayhome.com/guys10 to see all of our favorite products and take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners. So visit carawayhome.com/guys10 or use code guys10 at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern.
Anyway, we've got some stories, and we would be remiss if we didn't get to it, such as a Brazilian court bans couple's historical baby name over bullying fears, future embarrassment. So I guess this family, the Pramolas, had planned to name their newborn son Pie, paying homage to the first black Egyptian pharaoh who had ruled Egypt for 30 years and helped in founding the 25th dynasty. However, the Court of Justice in Brazilian state of Minas Gerais and Registry Office ruled that Pie's pronunciation is too similar to plie, a Portuguese word for a ballet dance step. They wouldn't let her do it. They wouldn't let him do it.
In Brazil, you have to get a name cleared by someone?
That is why the sound and spelling of the name were predominant for the rejection. The Minas Gerais Court of Justice said they would be capable of causing future embarrassment to the child.
By the way, this is an amazing thing. Imagine we had that in America. We on a recent podcast, we're talking about that woman named like Marijuana Field or something.
Yeah,
like if only there was a
Pepsi Cola.
Marijuana Pepsi Cola. If only there was a court of law that said, no, you're going to embarrass this child when they're older. That said, I'm now also thinking that the Brazilian government should really butt out. It's like not really their business. Right. But I see it from both sides, Josh. I see it from both sides.
When you
Protecting
and
the youth.
the wonderful Claudia Oshry, when you guys talk about your beautiful child to be conceived one day, will you go classic Jewish name, or will you do something a little bit on the fringe, a little new, a little modern?
I don't see us going new. I just don't see like the alfalfa or like, I don't see it for us. I don't see it. No, I see classic. I see we are 100% naming after, which you do in Judaism, dead relatives. So we'll name after. No, not new. I'm just not a fan. I'm not. Like what I love what you did, where Shy is new to some people, but it's not a new name. Like
That's
Shy is a name that I've heard for a very long time, but it's fresh. The term fresh should be used. Perhaps we will introduce some freshness, but not new. We have all the best names. We have them. Like, for thousands of years, we have the best names. I'm not going out and naming my daughter Willow. Like, no, she's not a tree. She's not.
Not Willow, no Boomquifa.
No
Nothing.
Boomquifa. I forgot about Boomquifa. That's insane, Boomquifa.
Because I now I'm starting to get, I think Instagram knows that my wife and I are thinking about having a third kid, because I've been getting all these like most popular new names, and let's see. But these are all classic. Wow, Olivia, you're number 1.
Woo!
Wow.
Let's go.
Top baby names of 2024 at Baby Center. Number 1, Olivia. 2, Amelia. 3, Emma. 4, Sophia. Sophia's always on there. 5, Charlotte. 7, Ava.
Wow. By the way, these are nice names.
Ava's fresh, right? Because that was like a little bit of more of a throwback name, but it's coming back.
Yeah, it's fresh. No, we got to bring back the older names.
For boys, Noah 1, Liam 2, Oliver 3, Elijah 4, Mateo 5, random.
Mateo.
7, Levi. 8, Ezra.
I'm out on Liam and Mateo. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm out.
Yeah, I get it.
Liam is not a name for everyone, Josh. It's not.
Oh, don't
It's
I?
not.
You convincing me? You telling me?
Liam is not a good name for your third son. Don't even think about it.
I mean, it would be cool if you had 3 boys and you named them Liam, Luke, and Chris, all after the Hemsworth brothers.
Unless they're really ugly.
Can you
Then
imagine
it's just sad.
3 Nebushes named
Yeah,
like
it's just sad.
Luke Rosenberg, Liam Hemsworth, Schneider? Like, those are horrible.
Awful. Such pressure comes from having a name like that.
And your
don't
name
need
is way ahead of mine, where Benjamin is, I think, like 23 or something. Benjamin's 23. I'm 68 with Joshua.
All I have to say is just shout out to our parents for naming us with such class. Joshua and Benjamin, these are strong fucking names. Strong names.
They are.
Unlike Liam and Mateo. Ugh.
I just think you have to understand where your child's going to grow up. If you are from the Upper East Side and your child is going to have seasonal allergies and bow legs, don't name him Wyatt.
No. Don't do it.
Don't
Don't
name
do it.
him Walker Texas Ranger. It don't work. It's
It doesn't
weird.
work. It's weird. It doesn't work.
Yes.
And if you want them to be able to forge their own path, Josh, then I recommend a name like Benjamin or Joshua. Because really, there are Bens and Joshes everywhere.
That's right.
Everywhere. So they could go and pick, okay, today they're bow-legged in the city. Tomorrow they could be bow-legged in the country.
Bow-legged in the city. That sounds like a new Taylor Swift song. Did you know that the New York City Columbus Day Parade goers got saucy over new claim that the explorer was Jewish, not Italian? Italian Americans and Columbus Day Parade goers Monday saucily waved off the claim that new DNA evidence shows the controversial explorer was a Sephardic Jew, likely from Spain. "We don't care," said Sherry Corso, who attended the Manhattan Parade with an Italian flag wrapped around her neck. "He's always going to be Italian. That's what's up.
I heard this story. I love that there are 3 camps now on Columbus Day. One, the people that wish him he is dead, but really fucking hate him. Right? Really hate him. Then there's the Italians that love him. They're like more proud of Christopher Columbus than anybody. And now, unfortunately, we have the Jews who, I don't claim Christopher, okay? I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't want it. I don't want it because the people that are saying that Christopher Columbus was Jewish are also the people that are saying that he was a really bad guy. So I don't need another bad guy Jew. I don't. If we want to focus on his achievements, he can be Jewish. If we're focusing on the full picture, I'm out.
Should we list top 5 worst Jews?
No.
Come on.
No. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein's got to be number 1.
Number 1.
He's got to be number 1. Bernie Madoff's number 2.
Bad. David.
P. Diddy.
Number 3.
Just kidding.
Son of Sam, David Berkowitz.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
NG,
No.
not good.
No, there's some bad. Yeah, there's some bad.
Yeah.
There's some bad. There's some bad.
Listen, just like everyone else.
For sure, there's some bad. We also have some really freaking genius Jews. Okay.
Einstein, heard of him?
Einstein? Yeah, have you? Have you?
Stan
It's all-
Lee. You nerds, you're welcome, nerds.
We've Stan Lee.
That's right. You would think he's Korean from his name, but it's actually
You would.
yes.
Wow, I had no idea. That's amazing. Howard Stern.
Jesus.
Jesus for sure. Undisputed. Heavyweight champion of the world.
The
Jesus
best.
Christ.
Well, another story said
Jesus.
I gave my groom a not safe for work lap dance at our wedding. Guests cringed, but he loved it. A not-so-blushing bride named Natalie Sanders shocked the pants off her groom and wedding guests when she flipped upside down and popped her crotch in his face during a not-safe-for-work lap dance at their post-nuptials reception. When you had one too many drinks at your wedding, Sanders, mother of 3 and nurse, penned in the caption of her viral video uploaded to TikTok this week. What do we think?
Whoa. I think he's one lucky guy.
Same here.
And I think that he knows what he married. This is not the first time. This is who she is. So if he discovered this night of the wedding, then they didn't know each other well enough.
That's
so
right.
odds are he knew this. He liked that she was I think an extrovert is putting it lightly, but she's a fun time and good for her. Good for her.
Is there any way of being serious giving your partner a lap dance? And I ask the room. I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
Good answer, Olivia.
I don't really know how one could be serious getting a lap dance ever.
Right.
Maybe that's a me thing, but like I don't like I would just be like laughing. Like it's just like such like a unnatural, strange, I don't know.
I've talked about this before, but my bachelor party was at a strip club next to the 405 because we're classy like that. Because I wasn't going to have a bachelor party, and then last minute, same day before my wedding, my groomsmen were like, come on, we got to do something. So we go to this spot, and it's fine. And who shows up? My good buddy, John Stamos, God bless him. And he goes, well, come on, let's go upstairs. So we go upstairs, and John and I are in separate rooms, and by that I mean we're separated by a sheet. And I can't tell this story. It's good.
You can. Cut it out. You can. I have a story. You can.
So it's like we're separated by like some piece of cloth. Like you have like this little room where you're getting a lap dance, and I'm mostly talking to the person about how they're like getting their degree from Pepperdine. And all of a sudden, from John's side, I hear, "No, I'm shy. I'm shy." And that's what you get with two married stiffs getting lap dances.
Have I told you the story of me and Claudia in New Orleans?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good, because most of the stories I tell, I retell. People have told me that. Like, I get it, okay? I get it. I might have a bad memory. hopefully this is a new story for people. We were at Mardi Gras. This was probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago. And we popped into a local strip club. I don't know. We were bored. It was the afternoon. And we thought, let's just go in together.
Were you
and
drunk?
I would assume so.
Probably.
I would assume so. I don't think that this was like a sober 2:00 activity. I think
Yeah.
we probably had a couple of drinks.
If you're in a strip club while the lunch buffet is out, you better be under the influence.
Yeah. Even though I've heard that the salmon is good, and we go in and we're sitting there, and it's rather sad. Like, I think it's like me, Claudia, maybe like 2 other people, and this woman gets on stage, and when I tell you, Josh, she had full-blown tassels as nipples. Tassels. No, like a small elephant's trunk. I'd never seen a nipple like this in my life. Seared in my brain forever. We ran out. Never went again. Like an elephant's trunk. Never seen that before.
How do you think that made her feel?
I told her you were great, and then left.
Ben goes up to the stage and says, "This has nothing to do with you," and then walks out.
You were amazing.
Should we get to
But
a
I'm
speak
out.
pipe?
Yes, we should.
If you want to have us give you advice, if you want to leave us a question, go to speak. If you want to have us give you advice, if you want to give us a question, go to speakpipe.com/goodguys. Keep it brief. Brevity is key. Let's hear from Jacob.
A strong name.
Hear from strong name Jacob.
Hey, good guys. I've got a question about something that might be nuts, or maybe it's just pretty good. My wife grew up taking leftover spaghetti and taking cream cheese and cooking the cream cheese down on a saute pan and then throwing in the spaghetti afterwards. As an Italian food purist, to me, that's crazy, although it's pretty good. And I know you guys are foodies, so I'd love to hear what your opinion is on this. Is it nuts or not nuts?
At first, I thought it was insane. Truly nuts. But I can't judge it. I can't. Because I recently saw a guy on TikTok lather his steak, Josh, in mayonnaise before searing it.
Oh, I bet it's good.
And it looked fucking perfect. And at first, I was judging him hard. I'm like, mayonnaise on steak? What are you, nuts? But it looked perfect. And when I think about it, I love cream cheese. I love it. And Philadelphia is the undisputed king of cream cheese.
Thank you, Philadelphia.
I love cream cheese. And I love spaghetti. So the combination could make an oddly yummy, like, take on a mac and cheese. I don't know.
Oh, I'm all on board. It sounds very simple why that would be delish. I mean, we saw those dishes when the Trader Joe's one bake, one pan meals, block of feta, boom, mix it up with the noodles and the cherry tomatoes. This is an inert cheese. This is really a cheese with not a strong flavor, but the texture, this is a texture play.
It's a texture play.
Throw a little seasoning on there, gorge.
I think the what are you nuts is he said take pasta out of the fridge. I'm not for saving cooked pasta in the fridge. Not a fan at all. Make the pasta, eat it fresh. Make enough. If you overmake it, I'm sorry, it's going in the trash. I don't want day-old pasta that isn't sauced. Sure, I'll heat up a penne alla vodka, or I'll heat up a baked ziti or something. But just that cooked pasta becoming one big block inside of my Tupperware in the fridge, frozen, not for me. No good.
Well, here's another question from Anonymous.
Hi, Josh and Ben. Love Good Guys. Love the podcast. Huge moron. I would just like some advice because I'm going through a bit of a rough patch in my career. I work in the entertainment industry, and I have about 3 years of experience, which means that I do now work as a receptionist at a doctor's office. And I'm just applying to jobs anywhere and everywhere I can find them. Like, I I'm applying to LA, I'm applying to jobs in New York, I'm applying to jobs in London. I'm currently based in New York, but I mean, I'll just take anything. I know that in my bones, like, this is what I was made to do. Like, I came out of the womb saying, like, I'm gonna win an Emmy, I'm gonna win an Oscar, and I'm 25, and I feel like, oh my God, I'm already 25, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm 25, like, I kind of have accomplished a lot so far in my career, but how do you stay positive in this industry? Like, I know what I was getting myself into. It's rejection. My parents told me to go to law school. I hate school. I couldn't do it. The LSAT would make me shit my pants. So I was just wondering how you stay positive.
And now from a word from our sponsor, Prozac. Here at Prozac, we keep you happy whether your job sucks or not.
I think we have two. I have an opinion, but Josh, I want to hear yours from being in the biz.
Here's my first issue with this speak pipe. She didn't say what she does, which
Agreed.
means you are so, and I say this with love and care, and as any 25-year-old should be, pretty self-obsessed. You are so wrapped up in you that you spent 90 seconds with us playing it on the biggest
Huge
podcast in the
podcast.
world. The biggest podcast in the world, and you spent 90 seconds telling us a problem, but didn't give us enough information to really help you. And the only distinguishing factor was the icing. That's right, the cash and prizes. I'm going to win an Emmy one day. I'm going to win an Oscar. Those are just trophies. I want to hear what you do. I want to hear the thing you're most passionate about and the thing that you would do in the face of so much challenge and so much obstacles, because I'm here to tell you, 25 years in, it's always there.
Totally agree. What I will say is this is not specific to the entertainment industry. This is overall. When I hear people say, I keep applying to jobs and nobody gets back to me, that is an unbelievable excuse that people love to use. Like, go meet someone that can help you. Go network. Go be in the real world. Don't sit behind a computer and apply. Go meet people. Go knock on doors. Go show up places. There is opportunity, but it's a sad fact about the world, or maybe it's not sad. It is 100% who you know. So go meet some people. Go meet some people who can help you. But saying, oh, I've applied, nobody's getting back to me, blah, blah, blah. Having hired people before, I can tell you, I literally never read resumes, ever. Like, if there's like a public job posting, you're getting hundreds of resumes in. I'm not reading them. I'm not. I'm going to read the one, though, that a friend of mine who I really trust sent me and said, hey, I've worked with this person in the past. They're super qualified. I think they'd be fantastic. You need some kind of an in. No matter what the industry is, you need a leg up. So go network.
Go network. And what I would say is you can and should do both. You should follow a legit career, and you should also go for your dream and see which one wins. Because the truth is, let's just say you're an actor or a writer. If you're an actor, most of your day is not eaten up by acting, even if you're doing all the right things. Even, let's just say you go to acting class twice a week for 3 hours a class, so that's 6 hours, and then you say, I'm going to read a play for an hour every day, and I'm going to work on monologues for an hour every day during the week. So that's 10, that's 60. Let's say 20 hours are spent on acting. Or let's say you're a writer. You really can't write longer than 3 hours a day. You're kind of cooked by then, and you're probably only going to write for 2 hours. You can totally have a 9 to 5 and do all of that in addition to that. The only thing that's going to suffer is brunch or going out, with your girls, and you'll have time to do that on the weekend. So if you don't have a partner and kids or someone you're taking care of, you have oodles of time to do both. Do both.
Also, depending on, to your point from before, what you actually do. Like, you didn't mention what you do, and I want to mention all of this quickly. We love you. Thank you for listening. You're great. But just trying to provide some feedback. If you are an actress, like, today is we're at a very specific point in time where you could actually put something out online that could show people what you're made of without getting permission from anybody. Totally. Like, you don't necessarily need a network to have a show. Like, if you want to go and bootstrap a 10-episode show because you're an amazing writer and you star in it acting, and you meet a couple of friends and they help you, and you hire a videographer and you give the videographer some skin in the production that you're making, like, there are ways to sort of force the issue that didn't exist when Josh was coming up.
Totally agree. Should we get to your what are you nuts?
We should. I have so fucking many. I have so many. The question is, which one do I want to pick? Okay.
I'll start.
Okay.
The What Are You Nuts moment of
go.
the week is our gripes with people, places, and things, both big and small, whatever. Sticking in your craw today. Mine is, I was walking through the parking lot the other day, and I saw a truck, big truck, with an advertisement on the side for a doctor. The doctor owns a truck, and he's advertising his medical practice on the side of his truck. Hey, doc, what are you nuts? You're not a plumber. Don't advertise that you're a doctor on the passenger side door of your car. I'm not coming to you.
No.
Are you a landscaper? Like, this is not the place to advertise if you're a doctor. What are you nuts?
Nuts. Couldn't agree more. Absolutely couldn't agree more. It's like the ground floor dentist. I'm not going there. I'm not doing it. I'm not going into your pop-up shop dentist. I'm not doing it. What are you nuts? Excellent. Mine is it's sad, but it's true. We recently had the Jewish high holidays, and sitting in shul, which is temple, synagogue, however you call it, and the man in front of me, Josh, could not stop farting. Could not stop. I'm talking ripping like those like brisket level toots that just like you want to fucking suffocate yourself and die. Because they smell so
can I give you
bad.
Can I give you 3 different sounds of the farts, and you can tell me what it was closest to?
I couldn't hear them. They were silent but deadlies, Josh. But I know, based on the smell, that he was crapping his pants. Like, he had like full blown. If he was wearing tighty whities, those are skid marked. I looked at my dad. We couldn't breathe. And this is like during like a serious part of Yom Kippur. Everybody's very quiet. Everybody's fasting. We're supposed to be just like repenting and with God, and I look over to my dad, and my dad is just like tucking his shirt over his nose, like we couldn't breathe. What are you, nuts? Don't before a fast have a like fucking pot roast. Care about the people you're going to synagogue with.
Thanks, Ben.
It was so disgusting. I can't even.
Take
you had
us home.
to be there. You had to be there. And folks, that is our show. Where else can you get laughs like this? We're like the Chuckle Factory. Rate us 5 stars. Otherwise, what are you, nuts? Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on Josh's YouTube. Watch us, listen to us, and then watch us. Share our clips, TikTok and Instagram, Mondays and Thursdays, folks. We will see you next time.